name is Abdul Rahman. I'm a lecturer at a public university in Kenya. I deliver lectures in computing and informatics. In our last session, we discussed about Java comment. And basically, we have seen there are three types of Java comments. That is a single line comment, multiple comment, and documentation comment. Today's lesson, we are going to ask ourselves what is a Java variable, and in that particular journey we are going to define what is a variable, we are going to find out the syntax of a variable, and finally we are going to look at the variable types and implement them into our Eclipse editor. So let us start on that particular journey on a very light note. So actually, what is a variable? So basically, as we have seen into our other lessons whereby we discuss variables in C programming, actually a variable, it is actually a container that stores value. So variables, actually they are just container and they store values. So that is very important to understand that they are container. So as a result of that, actually they are memory locations whereby they have a space which is allocated to memory. So a variable also, we can look it on other side, we are saying it's a memory location. And as we have said that, so each variable is assigned what we call a data type and a value. So variable will be assigned data type and a value, and this we are going to discuss into our next video. However, now this takes us to the syntax of a variable. So basically, when we are talking about the variable syntax, we can actually divide the syntax into two parts. So one part of it is what you call the declaration part of a syntax. So it is the declaration, and then another side is what we call the initialization. So the syntax for declaration actually is very simple. It is actually the data type, and then you'll have the variable name. So you'll have here the variable name, and then you terminate because it is a statement. For example, here basically you can have int a and terminate. That is it. And for the initialization, it is actually data type, and then you have variable name, and then you have a value. So here basically we can have int a equals to 10, and that basically will make us the initialization. So these are the two types, how to declare a variable and initialize a variable, and this actually the syntax. So that actually takes us into the next part of it, and that is the variable types. So here we have got the variable types, and basically the variable types, there are three of them. So let's see one by one. The first type of a variable is what you call a local variable. And a local variable, basically we are saying it is a variable that is declared within a method. So a variable that it is declared inside a method, that will call it a local variable. So, and then we have got the second type, which actually we call it the instance variable. So the second type, it is what you call the instance variable. So this is the first type, it is called local variable. The second type, it is called the instant variable. And the instant variable, it is a variable that is declared inside a class. So this is a variable which is declared inside a class, and basically it should be but outside the method. So it is declared inside the class but should be outside a method, and should not have the word static, should not have the word static. And then we have the third one is what you call a class variable, or in other books they say a static variable. So basically, as the name implies, it's a variable which is declared with the word static. So it's a variable which is declared with the word static, and also it cannot be a local variable. So it is not even a local variable. So basically, that is the three types of a variable. Now let's go to Dev C++ and see what is a local variable, an instant variable, and a class variable. So let's demonstrate that into our Eclipse editor. So here basically we can say maybe double. Here we can say maybe double radius, and we give it up a value maybe of 54.4.5, and actually this will make up our instance variable. So this is our instance variable. You can see instant variable, they are declared inside a class. So our class name here, it is hello. So inside this particular class, we are declaring up our variable radius, and that is what we call up an instant variable. So let's move on and declare another variable using up the word static. So if you root out the word static, and then the data type, it is double, and maybe we call it pi, and you can give it a value of 3.14. So actually this is what you call up a class, or what we are calling a static variable, because it is declared. It is a classic variable, because a static variable, it is declared with the word static and is not declared actually local. And we say a local variable must be declared inside of a method. So that's a static or a class variable. So the last part of it, we want to declare what you call a local variable, and a local variable has to be declared within a class. So let's within a method. So let's make up a method. So here you can have up a method void. Let's say just call it void method, and inside that particular method, basically what you can have inside this particular method, just a simple message to say a few things here and there. So with this particular one, here we can declare a string message, and in that particular string message we pass on our message, and our message is very simple, and we say I am a local variable. So here actually we have declared that this particular message to be actually our local variable. So this is what you call a local variable. So that's a local variable. So let us put up a few lines. System to print system.out .print ln. What do you want to print? We just want to print our message. So we are printing our message inside there, and we terminate. So basically we have demonstrated our three variables which are found in Java: the instant variable, the class or static variable, and the local variable. So maybe you can just come here. Now we want to access maybe a local variable, but the scope of our local variable, it is just within within that particular method. So in Java we are using up the word new actually to access that particular method, and we are going to discuss more onto that particular syntax. So the syntax is very simple. We write up the class name, which is called hello, and then your variable, my variable I'll call test, equals to the word new. So new, and then the hello. We are going to discuss this thing into details, and basically that is it. We just terminate there, And then when we want to access, we are using up our variable called text, and then we are saying dot, so our method. So you can see here, actually it's telling us we can access our radius, and our radius, or we can access our method, or our method called hello. Or so let's access our method called hello here. So we can access our method hello, and that's it. So when we print, we're supposed to get I am a local variable. So let us run this particular program and see the output of it. So when you run this particular program, yes, I am a local variable. Actually, we have accessed this particular method. And that comes us to the end of this particular session, until on to our next session, whereby we are going to talk basically about the data types in Java. So thank you for now, and however, don't forget to subscribe. Bye for now.